Yo, this is the Sunken Isle project. Zolt is the one talking. I go by that. I just finished a stream where I was going through all of my documents and taking the big information that was just stored in random places and moving it to where at least it's supposed to be. And this specifically is recorded for the YouTube channel because I wanted to give the people who care about this just a quick rundown of what I already have. I have 8 different Google Docs of varying links that I got to go through. And just for each one, as quick of an explanation as I can before, just to, do a thing. And as you can probably tell, this video is not scripted like the last one because I honestly really couldn't be bothered. So let's start with this one. This is the island ideas that I have for this campaign. All of them either have names or just something else. They all have like either lore that I've set aside or maybe quest ideas if you can see it. And there's a lot of info here. Now, this is going to be a running theme, you're about to notice. There is a lot of information in a lot of these documents that is highlighted. And when I highlight information, it is basically saying, yeah, I'm going back and I'm editing the shit out of this. Uh, a lot of this, as you can probably see, it is from a previous campaign. And I kept it because I really liked the island ideas, and it basically kind of functioned. What these aren't actually the same format because these were made much later than these. But this was basically a chronological, like bullet pointed list of what happened when I ran this campaign ages ago. And these all need to be heavily edited so that I take out all of that stuff from previous campaigns and it edited down to where it's just the island ideas, and I can take that information, that other information that might have been useful, might not have been, either chuck it or move it into the right document. But yeah, this is where I'm going to be putting any island ideas that I have or other people give me in the future. But yeah, that's what this one's for. Now the next one is my encounter table. This one isn't nearly as long. This is what I use for when the party is on like a boating trip or like going from one island to the next. And because of the things that I'll talk about later, the sea is very temperamental and has a bunch of different things going on with it. And basically, if you're riding along it, you're in danger no matter what. So I always would like roll an encounter, do a random number generator, and be like, okay, which one of these things happen? And then, oh, okay, then I go through the whole list and just pick. I'll either roll a dice or just if I feel like doing a specific one, just pick one, honestly. And it would just be a boredom solver. But as you can probably tell, these are just names. I don't have a description for any single one of these. And every time one happened, I would just kind of riff off it. There are a bunch of things like undersea bandits plus thunderstorm or slave cargo ship. All that would tell me is, oh, a slave cargo ship appears, and I gotta just run off that, right? So, actually, I have no idea if saying that word is against TOS, huh? We'll figure it out. But anyways, there are a bunch of different things here, and it's basically oh hey, you guys deal with this, or it's probably gonna go real bad. But yeah, I eventually plan on adding descriptions for all of these, which makes sense. I want to be able to know what I'm actually talking about instead of just going, man, a white squall. I wonder what that is. Let's fucking rip it and go, right? Let's see. Next one is my general tab. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of information highlighted here because there's a lot of stuff that I want to change. But this document is going to function as close as it can be to like a handout that I can give to players. It had a bunch of rules that I used to deal with. It Session will be done every 2 week. Every 2 weeks, I don't really care. Rule of no player left behind is going to be impossible in this day and age. It One person required to have proficiency in sailing. It's all dumb. It is all dumb. I had it for no real reason, and I want to change all the different rules here. This is a ranking system that I implemented into my earlier versions of this campaign that I basically used as a way to gatekeep content that was too difficult for the players. If It also functioned as like a mechanism to show, hey, you're moving up in the world, and would kind of be like quest flags for, oh, once you become turtle, you're allowed to register a vessel to your party, or once you become it, and this like shop level increases, free belt fare, neighboring island, blah 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 blah. There's a bunch of different things that I'll explain later. There's even more Google Docs, I promise. But there's also a bunch of different rules that I plan on editing later because, but I don't like the way that I did this, and it's mainly because it it was too gamey, if that makes sense. Like it felt too much like a, oh, you gotta go grind to get up to this level before you can do this quest. And look, if I turned this into a video game, that'd be great. But at the end of the day, this is a D&D campaign, and the players want a story to follow along with, not quests to grind on. I don't. At least in my opinion, I wouldn't want to deal with that. A venture? Jesus Christ. A couple other things. I have a shop list. That's what the shop level thing was for in this earlier. I would gatekeep what items were available in shops to players depending on their rank because I didn't want them getting too much really cool shit too fast. There are much better ways to do that. Plan on editing that soon too. Mini version of my encounter table. I used to have links here. These all used to be Google documents in another email that I do not plan on showing on here. But it basically, I just need to add links to all these. I need to mess with this. Magitech is another thing that we'll get into maybe. Uh, I really just need to delete this honestly, or heavily edit it or something. But it's just rules for when I enroll in counter table stuff, but I don't feel like imposing that. And the last thing on here is boat stats. I plan on making like ship combat a real thing in this campaign that happens pretty frequently, which means I basically need to develop a full stat block for a ship and then edit it how I see fit depending on how things go, right? And there will be different attacks, there will be different everything. But this is the boat stats for like the ship that I plan on giving the party, right? Through a quest or through them buying it or whatever. It it'll be really helpful to have this so that each player can keep track of it on their own, right? But yeah, this is basically I'm gonna give this to the players so that I don't experience the same 3 questions every single time I do this, right? It'll be easier that way. Trust me. But yeah, that's the general document. Next one up would be okay. So these are technically in the wrong order of what I want to do them. In fact, we're gonna do these last. Let's go to my quest board. So, along with the class system that I use, that's pretty funny actually, now that I think about it, I call it a class system. Seaweed, urchin, fish, blah, 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 blah. I plan on having a quest board that will slowly have more and more ranks as the party ranks up. I am kind of debating on whether I let them see this document specifically or have another document that I update regularly. But I don't know, functions as a physical way, or physical, functions as a digital way for the players to see, oh, hey, what can we do today? It's like a nothing session where like a player isn't able to show up or something. We can be like, there's a quest board, you do that. Not everything can be lore heavy constantly, so that's what this is going to function as. And then finally, to the smaller ones, we have my shop table. Now, I haven't highlighted this yet. It's all getting highlighted right here, right now. You get to see something that I do during stream normally. But this is a thing where it basically, A big thing with this campaign is that it has been kind of gamified, to the point where like every so often you're gonna find this like stereotypical port like save point island, right? Where you're gonna have your shops that you want, you're gonna have lodging, you're gonna have your quest board, you're gonna all the shit that like you can stop here before big journey through the rest of the way, and then this is this same ending point of that same journey, right? A checkpoint is the best way I can put it. And I, in the last version of my campaign, got really tired of answering the same question of what's in this shop, what's in this one, what's in this one, and that I said, fuck it, unless there's a specific shop that I want to run in a specific place, you got 5 options: apothecary, smithy, shipyard, general, and a Magitech store. And this Magitech one, I need to delete it. It is not going to be available to level 2 people. I do not plan on giving these people runic shit anytime soon. I don't want to give them a ceremonial knife. I don't give a shit. It's not happening. But I plan on editing. I feel like the level system is stupid. I could just put class over here and be like, hey, what classes can get this shit? Uh, yeah. Most of these are just, I don't plan on giving this out to players, but I can just control F into okay, what is available for this person at level 2? Or at, hey, the party is at class urchin and they're looking at the shipyard. What's available here? It's that kind of thing. And that's kind of the point of this one. And really needs editing. So the final 2 documents I have, and these are the biggest by far, I have the narrative document and I have the lore document. Now, right now, as you can see, a lot of pages, a lot of highlighted shit. So right now, the only really info that I have that's going to stick is like the setting thing here, which is going to be moved into the. I guess I got a thing. I guess I gotta highlight this too. This is going to be a kind of basically hey, this is the story the party's following along, right? How it different story beats, different monologues that I run. Trust me, I have an entire opening monologue. If you want to see it, you can. I'll pause like here, and then we can scroll down to here. And I wrote this entire monologue just like on a random stream that I forgot to upload, and it is gone forever now. But this is pretty much all I have that is like going to be staying roughly the same. And then after that, blank, because I have a lot of ideas. If you go back and watch my stream that I might upload here, I've been having a ton of problems actually getting it from Twitch to YouTube. But if you go back and look at all it, I have plenty of ideas on where I want to go. And it's all just located in this blob of text. There's some session notes. There's all of that. This is an intermingling of ideas I've had and that I just put into the session because I liked it in a different previous run of this campaign from the one I talked about earlier in the Islands thing. And over the course of March, I plan on just sorting through all of it and being like, okay, I want that piece of information. I want that piece of information. I want that piece of information. And turning this into like instead of having session 0 through 1, I'm just going to have like different story beats of just this happens here, this happens here, this happens eventually, this happens here. And it'll turn into this is the full creative writing part. Or not the full, half of the creative writing part. And that's the plan for this document. I have a lot to edit here. It's going to be probably the biggest focus in terms of anything. And then finally, we have the lore document. This one is going to be the hardest to do because, I mean, honestly, this original chapter is just more shit that it's restated same thing over and over and over again throughout the entire fucking scope of this argument. I haven't deleted much yet because I want to sort through it all in case there's like different ideas I want to mesh together. But I have like 3 or 4 different retellings of my setting that I have used over the course of the last 5 years. And to be totally real, I don't remember what half of them fucking say. This, I think, is the most detailed and updated one, and it needs to go into a different fucking tab or something, maybe a new document. There will be more documents, I promise. There's going to be so many of them. But there are other things in here, like the mechanics I want to use for Saint. This is just a stat block. This is a stat block for the super special Poison Seed that I'm using because of the little mini storm that starts at the start of this campaign. It is basically don't dive into the water, please. Don't do it. It's bad. And it doesn't need to be in here. This mechanic type of thing can be easily put into the general document and it needs moved there. And then this is my magic system. Now, if you watched my intro video, I said that I wanted to establish my own magic system that I created. And this is what I was thinking. It's a runic type thing where you're given a ceremonial knife, or the party's given a ceremonial knife, and you use your own life force to carve different symbols into objects. And it's like a magical carving, you don't need actual force put behind it. And then the object will have certain attributes depending on what you put on there. To be totally real, I'm not teaching the party this. They will learn that it is a system and learn different runes through different times. I plan on actually making the symbols myself, eventually, maybe. And names, right now, fucking nouns, or verbs, or whatever. It basically, the way they function, nouns, or not nouns. This is verbs. What the item is doing, and these are adjectives to the verbs. What is the verb doing? Or how is it different than a normal verb? And all the names suck. All the all of the ideas are very like surface level. I'm not actually doing anything too interesting with it. There are a billion cooler things that I want to do with it, but I'm keeping it unhighlighted because that is not the main goal right now. And then I have a little block for what I'm calling like wave cruisers, which are like mini boats. It if you want to read it, go ahead. These are ideas, and I'll be honest, I haven't read it myself in like a year, so I have no idea if it's any good. You'll have to tell me. I think it involves the magic system in some way, where you're making a boat that like with runes on it that does things, but who cares? Uh, but what this document is eventually going to function as is all of the like not surface level plot. So like a lot of the lore behind like it to just give some context for this. Uh, there is an ancient civilization that used to inhabit this plane about 2,000 years ago that died out because the start to this campaign happened to them, but a lot larger, that basically shattered the continent that they were on into a billion pieces, which is why a bunch of islands everywhere. And I don't really it and it basically I want a bunch of the stuff about the original disaster in here. I want a bunch of the stuff about the original civilization. I want different lore bits and pieces in here. I want characters in here. This is going to function as basically the supporting document to my narrative document, and it's why these two are very tied together in terms of importance. But all that is to say, I think that's everything that I have right now. There are a couple of other things where I've already been working on 3D modeling a bit. I've been slowly learning Blender for the time being. I know there's probably better things to use, but Blender seemed like I can learn a couple things and it'll be fine as long as I do this specific thing. But but yeah, I think that's about it in terms of what actually is going on. it I don't have any more. So but before I end this video, I want to say a few things. One, thanks to all the people who have viewed my stuff already. I appreciate it. Two, I plan on doing all of this on my Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Z0LT101. Zolt101, but instead of an O, it's a zero. And I plan on doing all of that on stream over the next couple weeks. And I hope you all check it out, even though there are like 2 or 3 of you that I think have actually subscribed to the channel. And other than that, thanks for watching. I think the next thing that I'm probably going to work on is digesting this massive amount of text. I think that it'll be a good starting point to realize just how much shit I have to do to get these notes even working before anything else. So, guess what? You get a little preview of the next thing, next stream I have, which Twitch won't get. I'm just gonna do it probably, I don't know, Friday or something. Yeah, probably Friday. Probably tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna start on breaking down all this, and I will let you all know. And I'm probably gonna upload it here. Okay. Thank you all for watching. I will see y'all next time.